Welcome to Storytime. Here is the recap of the film Avatar: Way of Water. Immerse yourself in breathtaking action scenes. Discover an immersive adventure where hope lies in the force of nature and the determination of its heroes to live free. On Pandora, lulled by the magnificence of its luxuriant and generous nature. More than a decade after the war between the indigenous people of the Na'vi and the humans of the GDR, Jake Sully now assumes his role as leader of the Omaticaya. With his companion Neytiri, they take care of their newborn sons, Neteyam, Loak, their adopted daughter Kiri, Spider, a human abandoned on the planet, and the young child Took. Enjoying a romantic night, they are surprised by unusual lights shining in the starry sky. It was then that the RDA and its troops returned in force to Pandora. Their mission is to prepare the planet to become their new Earth and welcome their destructive exodus. Jake, Neytiri, and the Omaticaya are the first to suffer their arrival. 1 year later, it turns out that the humans also have in their ranks a squad of recombines, Na'vi avatars with the memories of violent deceased soldiers. Their leader is none other than the greedy Colonel Quaritch, who had taken care to save his memory and his personality before the battle where he lost his life. The courageous youth of the Omaticaya goes beyond the scope of its observation mission and shines during the air and ground attack on a weapons delivery train. They hasten to load their loot, but are ruthlessly bombarded by the opposing guard. Jake saves Loak from the burning rubble. The new army of the GDR, whose avatar Colonel Quaritch lands on Pandora and discovers the extent of the technological resources mobilized to counter the resistance and conquer the planet. The first outing is immediately carried out and brings the invader to the scene of the past final battle, where the corpse of the deceased human colonel is found. Out in the forest, Jake's children identify footprints that lead them to enemy troops on reconnaissance. The latter spot them and capture the children while waiting for a team to come and pick them up. Jake and Neytiri arrive in time, and after a merciless struggle, free most of them. In the core of the confrontation, the colonel will find the young human shocked and appalled. He will helicopter him with him. On board the ship, the RDA tries to obtain information from Spider, who refuses. Changing strategy, Quaritch addresses him as his son, trying to coax out feelings. Although uncooperative and unaware of Quaritch's real mission, Spider tells Quaritch about Na'vi culture. Preferring to shelter his family, Jake renounces his role as leader. An exhausting journey in the rigors of the climate leads them to their destinies. After a long air journey, he leads his family to the Metkayina, a Na'vi clan living on the east coast of Pandora. The Sully family is thus forced to humbly ask for refuge among a new culture. They face opposition from some who take a dim view of their arrival and their human Na'vi mix. Together in this ordeal, the family becomes familiar with the beauty and the shimmering colors of this refreshing aquatic universe. They bond with ILU and begin with difficulty to learn how to evolve on the back of these marine mounts while managing their breathing for long and lucid apneas. During a sea trip with his friends, Aonung convinces Loak to follow them to an area where a dangerous marine predator is, and abandons him there. The furious beast will crush the coral in order to devour it. Loak is narrowly saved by Payakan. A huge, intelligent, and pacifist Tulkun, whom the Metkayina consider their spiritual family. He pulls out an old harpoon head stuck in his right fin. Having helped each other, Loak and Payakan become friends. Back on Earth, Loak lies and takes the blame for the incident that could have cost him his life. Impressed by his act, Aonung becomes his friend. But the Metkayina warn him, Payakan is a dangerous Tulkun and an outcast, those who will not prevent him from being appreciated. Meanwhile, while traveling to an offshoot of the Tree of Souls, Kiri bonds there to meet her mother. Suddenly, she suffers a violent crisis and is cured by Ronal's ancestral medicine. When Jake calls Norm Spellman and Max Patel for help, Quaritch intercepts the signal and locates them at the archipelago where the reef dwellers live. Quaritch embarks on a poaching whaler that hunts Tulkuns to harvest their brain enzymes to create anti-aging remedies to reach the archipelago from which the signal originated. Once there, he begins to use extreme brutality to find Jake's exact location. It will be unsuccessful because the tribes he attacks do not know where he is. Frustrated, they will leave the village in flames. He then decides to kill a Tulkun, leaving his corpse in evidence, hoping to provoke them and push Jake Sully into battle. At the same time, Loak mentally connects with Payakan. He discovers that the violent behavior that resulted in his marginalization was actually a defensive reaction against the whalers who had killed his mother. Beyond these memories, he felt these emotions. Having spotted their targets, the crew prepares for the hunt using their sophisticated equipment. Intoxicated by a hunting madness, they cowardly use explosives to track down their prey. Despite the valiant resistance of these creatures, they stalk them, and hasten to harvest the coveted rejuvenating substance that funds their villainous operations. having discovered the Tulkun massacres. The Metkayina, burning with revenge, are resonated by Jake, who warns them about the power of the enemy. Loak rushes to warn Payakan, followed by his siblings, Sireya and Aonung. They find it surveyed by the whaler and manage to remove the locator beacon. Trying to hide in vain in the giant algae, they are despite this captured by Quaritch and his men. Jake, Neytiri, and the Metkayina arrive ready to fight to save their children. Quaritch uses miserable blackmail to force Jake to surrender. But Payakan then attacks the ship, killing much of the crew. It is of great help to them by creating openings for them. Dodging bullets in the air and killing enemies, they excel in the art of warfare. A deadly fight is raging, and Kiri, who binds with the giant anemones, uses their power to annihilate the opponent. Payakan will propel a boat with a masterful tail stroke in the thrusters of the whaling ship, sending it on rocks that will pierce the hull. Neteyam saves Loak, Sireya, and Spider. But during the fight, he is seriously wounded by bullets. Once on the ground and surrounded by his loved ones, he dies. Inconsolable and eager for revenge, Neytiri and Jake set off again to free the girls.
Perfect.
They kill the invader without scruple. Jake impales them with his sharp spear, while Neytiri blasts them with his deadly arrows. Neytiri's anger will make the colonel give in to his own game. Kiri being taken hostage, her mother does the same with Spider. Her rage makes Quaritch give in, who frees her daughter. Jake, Quaritch, Neytiri, and Tuk find themselves trapped in the burning vessel, which capsizes dangerously and threatens to sink. The boat flips dangerously as the final fight between Jake and Quaritch rages on. Jake strangles Quaritch, but he passes out and is saved by Loak, who soothes and guides him until Payakan pulls them to the surface. Kiri rescues Neytiri and Took with the help of sea creatures she has developed a close relationship with. They illuminate the exit routes and create a lifeline that guides the heroines to the surface. The bonds cause Spider to rescue Quaritch and bring him back to the beach. Jake's family is reunited by being even more welded by this incident. They are joined by Spider, in whom he sees one of their own. The emotion will be intense during Netiam's funeral. After that, Jake and Neytiri want to leave the Metkayina so as not to put them in danger anymore. But Tonowari tells them that they are now part of their own. United by their entire beings, they unite with the Tree of Souls and find their son Netiam within their new community. Thank you for enjoying this exciting film with us. Don't forget to subscribe and activate the bell. See you soon on Storytime.